Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am bringing you my super size flip top box. I did make this quite some time ago and I think it was actually when our old ink colours were new. I think I used Lovely Lipstick and Blueberry Bushel. I might be completely wrong. But it was quite a small one, maybe only sort of that size maybe. But I was having a look through my videos and I thought, oh, that would be a really good one to make bigger. It is literally just a little flip top box. You could fit note cards inside there, chocolate, sweets, a gift, just about anything actually. And it's just so pretty. This is Pretty Peacock. So it's got the DSP, it's got the faceted gems there. A little bit of the cardstock and this beautiful ribbon. Honestly, when I saw this on stage, when I went to the catalogue launch, this was what I saw and I just loved it and I haven't been disappointed. I've been desperate to use it, haven't found the right project, but now I have and I just think it's fabulous. Excuse me, still suffering with my cold, but I promise you it's on its way going out, packing its bags and out the front door as we speak. So I'm going to use Purple Posy today. Just look at these ribbons, aren't they just stunning? I mean, I've got all of them here, and oh, I just find them so pretty. Soft Sea Spray, Purple Posy, Pretty Peacock, Rococo Rose. Oh my goodness, I thought, I'm confused now. Oh, that's why. I'm getting Pretty Peacock out and thinking, why have I got 6? And Terracotta Tile. Aren't they beautiful ribbons? Oh my goodness, I just love them. So anyway, let's put all these ones away because I'm not using all of these ones today. I'm going with the Purple Posy because I just think it's so pretty. It's a pretty colour. I'm sure some of you will agree with me. So let's get on and make this. So to start off with then, you're going to need a sheet of cardstock that is 11 by 8 inches. That is 27.5 by 20.5 centimetres. On the long side, we're going to score at 1 inch, 5 inches, 6 inches and 10 inches, and in centimetres that will be 2.5, 12.5, 15 and 25. Rotate clockwise and then we're going to score on the short side at 1 inch, 2 inch and 7 inch, and in centimetres that will be 2.5, 5 and 18. Excuse me. Goodness me. So now, as we always do, we're going to fold and burnish these score lines. Pretty colours, pretty score lines, and it's quite a simple project to make actually. Oh, this cough, driving me crazy. Okay, so now to do some cutting. With your 2 strips across the top, we're going to start at the bottom. So bottom left little square here, we're going to turn it into a tab. So we're just going to cut some wedges either side. Okay, then we're going to do exactly the same with the centre square. We're just going to cut the sides and cut some wedges. Okay, the right hand corner, we're just simply going to cut it away. Okay, completely. So from bottom left you've got tab, tab in the centre, right corner cut away. Now at the top where you've got these 2 lines, on the right hand side we're cutting away the 2 small squares and the 2 long panels up to the centre. Okay, so we're simply just going to cut all the way across this one and down this side of those centre squares. Completely away Okay, now for the top, turn it round so it faces you. We've got these two panels here in the centre and two squares either side. We are simply going to cut sideways into these squares and do exactly the same on the other side. Just cut into those, just like that. Okay, so we're going to leave that as it is, and that is how yours should now look. Okay, then we're going to be adding a DSP before we go any further. So you will need, so I'm using the in colour DSP at this stage, so I've got again the lovely purple posy. It's actually that bright you can't really see the pattern, but I love it. I love this pattern. I think it's Argyle, isn't it? I love it. But I like this one too. I love the script, but I thought, no, let's not use script for this one. So for the front and back panels, your DSP needs to be 3 3/4 of an inch by 4 3/4 of an inch. And that will be 9.5 by 12.5 in centimetres. And you'll need 2 of those. As I say, a lot of these, all of these DSPs you'll need 2 of. 2 of each one. Okay, then for your centerpieces here, you will need 2 strips that are 4 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch. That will be 12.5 by 2 centimetres. This one will go on the piece that's got nothing else on it. Okay, so this one has got tabs on it, so you need to put it on the right hand side where there are no tabs. Again, just make sure your pattern's running the way you want it to if you've got a pattern. And then on the top 2 pieces for the lid, again making sure the pattern's going the correct way to keep in sync with what you have. You will need 2 pieces that are 3 3/4 of an inch by 3/4, and in centimetres that will be 9.5 by 2. Okay, so that's my DSP on. The next thing I want to do now is flip it over and put my tear and tape on, or your wet glue. So my tear and tape is going again on this single panel here at the side. So I'm just going to pop 2 strips onto this one. Just because it's a bit of a wider panel. And because this is going to be the front of my box as well, I know that this will be the panel that also needs the adhesive on across the bottom. So this one I will also put my tape on while I'm here. Excuse me. And then last but not least, on the tab, I suppose it's a tab, closest to the main body of the box, this is where you're going to put tear and tape. So again, put some more on here. You can use wet glue. I just don't have the patience to wait for it to dry, as you know. Okay, so start off with this piece here. So take these pieces off. Fold my box over and adhere that piece. Then we have the bottom, so we put those side pieces, the back, and then the bits with the tear and tape are on the front. So I again take those off. Just make sure that when you do this your box is straight, because it does have a habit of wobbling around. So just make sure it's all kept straight. and that's the base done. And then to finish off the lid part, take the backing off these. And then we're simply going to fold, oops, this piece under and into there. Don't worry if it looks a mess at the moment, we will sort that out. Same again with this one. So we took the one with the tear and tape underneath, just tuck that in, and then we just come in with our scissors and take an angle off, so you have that. Okay, so it's from the hinge part of the lid to the top. Okay, and that is your box made up, and then you just need to decorate it. So first thing I'm going to do is my daisy. So I have my medium daisy punch, I have some scrap purple posy that I just need one of those, and then I have some crumb cake that I felt went closely enough with the linen ribbon, and then I've just used a tiny bit of snail on the centre of a crumb cake, then added my purple posy one just slightly offset. Okay, can you see? Slightly offset, and then a little bit more snail if it wants to come out, but it's saying no. Come on, thank you. And then this one will sit on and fill in those gaps, so you have that pretty effect. And then I have my in colour faceted dots, and I'm just going to add a large purple posy, whoops, to the centre, and then I am going to use a glue dot to adhere him, but at the moment I want to put my ribbon on. So I'm just going to get the length of my ribbon cut, and then excuse me, I'm going to use my tear and tape and run some on the oh dear, run it down the length of my ribbon. Try and keep it as straight as you can, because it will make a difference when you come to sticking it to your box. There we go. And once that's done, just take a tiny bit off the start, and I'm going to start where my join is at the back here. Put my lid down, and I want it roughly about there. So there's the edge of my ribbon. Pull my backing off enough to give me the length of the box, and you can see here what I mean by the little wave that it's got going on. Then over the side, and then we take the back off the last piece, and just try and make sure you're going to line it up with the edge of that ribbon that you have there, so that it at least looks straight. And then I'm going to have to use my best scissors just to cut that clean off there. And obviously the join then is on the join of the cardstock, and you can't actually see it. It's a little bit wonky, but we're okay. And then I just need to make a bow with some other ribbon. It's quite stiff, this ribbon. I guess that's to do with the linen bit of it, I don't know. So yeah, it's quite stiff, but I still think it's pretty. Okay, so there's my bow. It's a little bit crazy big actually, but let me just try and, in fact I'm going to redo that because I wasn't happy with it. Right. And then I need to twist that slightly to get the ribbons the right way. There we go, that's better. That's it. Happy now. Just trim those ends a little. And then I actually did use a little square because this is quite a big area on the back here. So I did just use a piece of tear and tape on the back of the bow. You can use a glue dot, they work just as well. I generally use glue dots. And then I'm just going to pop that on top of the ribbon there. And then last but not least is my little flower, which I'm adhering with a glue dot. Oops. And I just very gently pushed the leaves up slightly, the petals, just to give it some depth, I suppose. Just press that glue dot down, and there we have it, my super-sized flip top box. Aren't they pretty? Hope you like them. I love them. I think they're so pretty. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you all again soon.